Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, which is called College Buddy. So guys, I wanted to share with you this scholarship that I just found out about. So I am a college graduate, and for those of you who are going to be attending college, I wanted to share a scholarship program with you that I think you guys would be very interested in. When it comes to college, college can be super expensive to pay for, and you can never have too much money to pay for college because there's a lot of great experiences that come with it, but some of those experiences are going to cost money. Okay, so what I want to do is introduce you guys to this scholarship. So if you guys want to take a look at the scholarship on your own and you're interested in applying, you can go to jumpstart-scholarship.net or jumpstart followed by a dash, then scholarship.net. I want to start off by saying, guys, that I do not represent this organization at all. If you have any questions about this scholarship, you can definitely direct your questions to them. They do have a section on their website, as you can see up here, which says contact. So you can click on that, and then you can go ahead and you can fill out their contact form, and then they'll reach back out to you via email, I'm sure, or maybe phone. It really depends. I don't work for the organization, so I don't know, but I'm sure they'll be happy to get back in touch with you guys. Okay, so from my experience of going to college, when I was in high school, for example, by the time I graduated from high school, I didn't have any scholarships. And it wasn't until I got into college that I was able to qualify for some scholarships and things like that were in college. But I wish I would have had scholarships already ready. So when I entered into college, I wouldn't have had to do as much work to try and get scholarships. Okay. And I know there's a lot of you out there, different backgrounds, different circumstances that are going to be going to college. So this scholarship is definitely for everyone to apply. So I want you guys to definitely take advantage of this scholarship because every bit of money you can get for college definitely helps. Okay? Alrighty. So, and I also want to say I do not represent any high schools or any colleges. I'm just a college graduate that wants to share some information with you guys as far as scholarships are concerned so that you can actually have the money that you need for college, okay? All right, so it says here, so from the description, it says the College Jumpstart Scholarship is an annual merit-based competition. Financial need is not considered. That is open to 10th to 12th graders, college students, and non-traditional students. The main requirement is that you are committed to going to school and can express your goals for getting a higher education. The first place prize is a $1,000 scholarship to help cover educational expenses. This award can be used at any college or university in the United States. Okay? So, I do want to share a bit of information here as far as this description is concerned. Okay? So, this is a scholarship that they said is not considering financial need. Okay? So if you're someone who's applying for scholarships and you're hoping that they base their selection process on the person who has the most need, meaning they need money the most to pay for college, this scholarship is not going to be towards that. Okay, this scholarship is going to be merit-based. It's going to be based off of how well you can really sell yourself and demonstrate that you're the correct candidate to get this particular type of scholarship. Okay, that's what this scholarship is about. Now, this scholarship does say it is not. It says it's for 10th to 12th graders, so it's not going to be for those of you who are freshmen in high school. Okay, if you're a freshman in a high school and you're looking for scholarships, it's never too early to look for scholarships. Okay. This one may not necessarily qualify for you this year if you're a freshman in high school, meaning you're in 9th grade, but you can apply for it next year when you get in 10th grade. Okay, so don't think that you can't start preparing yourself to apply for the scholarship next year, because you definitely can. You know what I mean? So don't shy away and say, oh man, it's not for me. Just wait till next year. But you can put in the work now, and then when they have the application available for next year, then you can definitely apply. And I'm sure there's scholarships out there that are going to be open to those of you who happen to be freshmen in high school, okay? And like I said, it's never too early to start applying for scholarships, because it can take time, okay? It can take a lot of time for you to get these scholarships, and you're going to need to rack up some of these scholarships and stuff in order to be able to pay for college. This one is $1,000, right? College is not going to be $1,000. It's going to be in the $30,000, $40,000, or $50,000 range or more. And if you're going to an Ivy League, that might be, you know, you may get into a higher bracket of paying, you know, money a year, you know. So I can always make a YouTube video specifically about how much it costs to attend schools at different types of colleges and universities and stuff. So I definitely can do that. But this $1,000 scholarship, you know, $1,000 can really help you as far as paying for college. And it is some money that can help. It's better to have some money set aside to pay for college as opposed to no money, okay? All right. And it does say that this scholarship is used to cover educational expenses. If you want to know specifically what educational expenses this organization is going to help you to cover if you win the scholarship, you can definitely reach out to them. My general idea of what I think of when I think of educational expenses is I think about expenses like, you know, your books, paying for your classes. Those are the kind of two things that pop into my head. They may be more lenient and let you pay for other expenses. Who knows, right? But you would have to, you know, direct your questions and ask them, you know, and just find out, okay? And the great thing about the scholarship, you can use this at any college or university in the United States. And I know some of you are saying, well, I want to go to college overseas, you know, I want to study abroad. And this scholarship, unfortunately, wouldn't let you do that. But there are scholarships out there that would allow you to be able to use the money towards that, okay? And so you can definitely reach out to the college you're going to be attending. If you're already in college, that's fine. The scholarship is going to work for you. If you're going to be, you know, you're on your way to college and stuff, then you can use the scholarship. So this is a scholarship that's pretty much open to pretty much anybody, with the exception of those of you that are in 9th grade, but don't lose hope, because there's other scholarships out there for you. And when I find those, I'm definitely gonna highlight those in my videos, okay? All right, so it does say this is a spring college scholarship on their website. And you know, you guys can definitely read more information about them. They do have an about page here. And they tell you information about their winners, donors, their blog, any kind of resources and stuff. So this is a pretty nice and simple, you know, simple website, you know, where you can go on to, you know, it doesn't look like you have to go very far to apply. So let's see what's involved in applying for the scholarship. So you click the apply button up at the top. Okay. So it says here, application form, it says due by April 15th of 2023. My advice to you guys is don't wait until April 15th of 2023 to apply for this scholarship. Apply well in advance so you make sure that you're not waiting to the last minute, because something could come up in your life and you may, you know, forget to apply for the scholarship. And they're saying that the scholarship is due, like the application is due on April 15th. So if you apply ahead of time, you can make sure that you have time to gather your information to apply. And then you can make sure that if there is any essay or any, you know, type of other things you have to do for the scholarship, you can do that ahead of time. So you can make sure that you're in the running to get this scholarship, okay? And just because you apply to a scholarship does not mean that you've won it, okay? And understand there's a lot a lot of people out there who are applying for the same scholarship. And I'd say the sooner you apply for it, the better, okay? And today happens to be February 11th of 2023. And so, guys, if you can, in the next few weeks, go ahead and, start working on applying, for the scholarship. You don't have to fill in your information, but just make sure on like a scratch piece of paper, let's say, or maybe a Word document, that maybe you can do on your, on a scratch sheet of paper or a notebook, or maybe even like your computer, laptop, or tablet, or whatever. Write notes out, so that you can, start making sure you have the information that you need. Okay, so let's look through and see what they're going to ask you for. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down and look, just look and see what are they asking. Okay, the reason I recommend doing this is just in case, like with some scholarships, they may ask you a lot of information. This one happens to be very short and to the point, which is awesome for you because it doesn't look like you have to look for too much information, right? But, if you scroll down and look up, at the top of it, you can at least get an idea, because, you don't want to be like, okay, I'm just going to, just start filling stuff out and get to a place where you don't, where you run into a roadblock, and then you have to go find the information and then come back to the application, and do the back and forth. Every time you don't know something, you come back to it. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, scroll down and look. If there's something that does not look familiar to you, or you don't understand what something means, then, by all means, go ahead and reach out to this organization and ask them, hey, what do you guys mean by this on your application? And that's the good thing about applying early, because if you look over their application and there's something you don't understand and you reach out to them early enough, then that allows you to make sure you put in the correct information in the correct box. Okay? Alrighty, so what you're going to do here is, first off, they ask for your first name. Okay, so in this box, you're going to put your first name. Okay, now in the next box, you're going to put your last name. Okay, now I don't know if they have a limit as to how long your first, like how many characters your first name or last name could be. I'd recommend just putting your your first and last name as it is. Okay, I don't see that they ask you for your middle name or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Now, the next thing it asks for is your mailing address. So your mailing address is going to be the place where you're getting mail at, okay? So if you happen to be a teenager and you're living with your parents or whoever your caregiver happens to be, because it doesn't have to be your biological parents or anything, you're going to, if you don't know your mailing address, you can definitely ask them, especially if you just moved, or maybe, let's say, your family is moving to another state. You may want to ask your parents what your mailing address is going to be, especially if your family is moving from one place and going to another place, okay? So just kind of a little helpful hint here, okay? All right, now it says state of residence. So since this is going to be for applying towards, since this is going to be a scholarship where the money is going to be used to pay for a U.S. college or university, then of course what you want to do is you want to make sure when you click this drop down, you want to make sure you select your state here. So it should have all 50 states, and it looks like they also include the American Samoa, Micronesia, Guam, the Marshall Islands. Looks like they include Northern Marianas. I could be saying that wrong. Palau, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. I learned something new today. So it includes more than just the 50 states. Just so it includes all the U.S. territories. Okay. Next, you're going to go ahead and put your zip code. Okay. And then you'll put your phone number. So if you want to, some of you may say, well, do I put my parents' phone number or do I put my cell phone number? If you're in school during the day and you're in high school, then you may most likely want to put your parents' cell phone number because, your parents may be available to take calls when you're not able to when you're in school. You know what I mean? And you may not be able to answer the questions about, about the scholarship application that maybe this organization may call about. You know what I mean? So I would say put your parents' phone number down, so that they can reach out to your parents for you or whoever your caregiver happens to be. Okay? You can put your cell phone number down, but if you know you're in high school and you know that you're going to be in class and stuff like that, do you really want to interrupt your class by, someone calling you, and your teacher might get annoyed? So you may not necessarily want to do that. Now, for those of you who are college students, you may definitely want to put your cell phone number down. If you know that you can answer your phone throughout the day, definitely put that down. If you happen to be a non-traditional student, let's say you're a professional working for a organization or company, okay, and you know that you're available to take calls or whatever, you can step out of work and take phone calls, then go ahead and put your phone number down. Okay. All right. Now, in terms of gender, it looks like they have here female, male, and other. I'm not sure what happens if you select the option of other. Maybe they may ask you to describe like your gender. Looks like they don't. For some of you, you may get offended. You really don't have to, but it's good they give the option of other. They may ask you more detail, as far as the application process is concerned. Later on after they've accepted your application, they may ask you to, specify what your gender is. Okay. All right. So next here, they ask for your email address. So in terms of your email address here, some of you in high school may be like, well, I have my school email address. Can I use that? Yes, you can use it, but if you only get emails during school hours and you don't have access to it when you're at home, then, I'd recommend putting your parents' email address in here. And that way your parents can keep an eye on their email, so that, if the scholarship organization reaches out to them, then they'll get the email and stuff, and they'll be able to take actions on your behalf, so you don't have to worry about answering the organization's questions if it comes to that. Now, if you're a college student, you have an email address, you can use your email address that you have, like your Gmail, AOL, or whatever kind of email address you happen to have. You just plug it in there. If you're a professional, you could use your, professional email address, your company email, if you have access to it, whatever works for you. Okay. All right. So here we have student status here. So it looks like we have a wide variety of choices of your student status. Okay. So it looks like they have that range of options, so you can choose from being an adult / non-traditional student all the way down to being a high school freshman. Very interesting, because they said that the scholarship was only for 10th to 12th graders. So maybe, and this is something you guys may have to ask about, if they include the choice of high school freshman here, okay? If they include that as an option, maybe they might take applications for high school freshmen that are 9th graders. But definitely direct your questions to this organization. Say, hey, in your website it says scholarships only for 10th to 12th graders in high school, but I'm a freshman. I'm in 9th grade. Do you guys, is this a scholarship where I can apply in 9th grade? Definitely ask them, find out, Next, it says your high school graduation year. So here, as you can see, it goes to, it ranges from 2012 all the way to 2026. But if you graduate from high school for 2011, you definitely can go ahead and select there. GPA, you guys can select your GPA. If you do not know your GPA and you're in high school, you can definitely, reach out to like your high school counselor, Maybe you have like a student account where it says what your GPA is. You can look at your, report card that you get and stuff that shows your GPA, and if you don't know, ask one of your teachers. I'm sure they'll be able to tell you like what your GPA is and all that. Okay? And yes, your GPA can change. It definitely can change. Okay? Alrighty. And then it asks for your birthday, so you have to put the month, day, and then a year for your birthday. Okay? And as you can see, if you click here, it goes all the way, like all the different years. So, yeah. All right. Now it says general education goals. Please select the area that best matches your goal for getting your degree. Okay, so it says agriculture and related sciences. So educational goals, when they say that, what their meaning is, when you go to college, what is your going to be your field of study? So when you're in college, what are you going to be studying? Okay, so if you want to get into, let's say, like you want to study to be a writer, okay, you might go for, trying to look and see here. If you have no idea what you're going to be studying in like college, you can just choose like liberal arts, general studies. And in college, your major is going to change. Your field of study is going to change. So when I say major or field of study, it just means that when it comes to going to college, you decide what you're going to be studying and what your area of study is going to be. So if you're really into history and you just want to learn all you can about history because you want to get a career in some type of job that's relating to history, right? Then, you would select history, okay? If you're somebody and you want to be an interpreter, let's say, as far as foreign languages are concerned, you're going to choose foreign languages here, okay? Alrighty. That's what you're going to do, okay? Now, here it says, please select the colleges you attend if you're already in college, or up to 4 colleges you are interested in attending. If you have no idea what college you want to go to, and you have no idea, and you haven't even chosen any colleges yet, my advice here is going to be, if you don't know, then, pick, some colleges that you like to go to in your area, even if you haven't been accepted. And then for each of these, choose one of those. Now, of course, you have to choose, your state, and then they're probably going to give you like a drop down, like if you live in Kentucky here, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to, select the colleges and stuff. And what if the college isn't on the list? I'm sure they're going to have the, you can choose schools not listed here, okay? And you're going to do that, for various, like states or whatever, okay? All right, and then lastly, they have a personal statement. So you do have to write an essay. So your essay has to be 250 words or less. My advice is don't write an essay that's 1 word or a sentence. You definitely, like if you write one sentence, they're definitely not going to consider you for the scholarship. If you have trouble with expressing yourself as far as writing is concerned, like you have a tough time writing essays, definitely, reach out to like an English teacher that you have, or, you can go on YouTube and look up some videos about like, people who wrote their college essay, maybe some tips and advice that they give as far as that's concerned. So what is it that we have to write an essay about? It says, number 1, what are your educational goals? So when they say educational goals, right? Remember up here, they said your general education goals. So they're asking about what you're going to be studying in college, okay? So you might say, when you start off your essay, you might say, I want to study history because this, right? Now, that's kind of just a one sentence, right? But what you want to do is brainstorm. So you want to think about, like, you wouldn't just go with, okay, I want to study this because, and then give an answer. You want to think about, deeply, why is it that you want to get into studying history or studying mathematics or studying, maybe to be a nurse, or maybe to be, maybe a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever, right? You want to think deeply about that. Is there something an experience you had that really got you saying, I really want to make a difference to the world, and this is why I want to get in this career. Write about that. Because that's more rich and amazing, And yes, definitely have, people to help you with proofreading your essay and stuff. Give more substance to it. How will winning the scholarship help you attain your goals, right? So what do you, after you graduate from college, what do you want to do? If they give you the money, the $1,000 scholarship, and you graduate from college, what are some things you want to do in the world to make the world a better place? And write about those things. If you want to, build a museum, if you want to open a non-for-profit organization, where you help certain people in society that may be experiencing hardship, if you want to travel the world and you want to help people, if you want to do whatever to make a difference to the world or the environment or the planet, write about that. That's so much more richer and amazing, And then number 3, you have the other option of saying, write about a time when hard work paid off. Okay? So, you would choose one of these sentences, and then either sentence 1, sentence 2, or sentence 3, and then you'd write about it, right? And when you write about a time when hard work paid off, okay, write about, a challenge you faced and how you overcame it, something you achieved. If you're somebody that you're volunteering, maybe on weekends, maybe you help out as part of your family's business, or maybe like a community organization or religious organization or something like that. Maybe you're in an after school program, what if you're the president of the student organization, or the after school club, write about an experience that you had and something that was a challenge and how you overcame it to help people, you know what I mean? So go ahead and do that, And all you're going to do is, after you write your essay, you're going to paste it in this box. Now, make sure before you submit it, go ahead and proofread it. I know they say here, they're not basing their decision on, on your writing style or anything. In high school, there's going to be different types of writing styles. In college, there's different types of writing styles and stuff and things. And what I would recommend is you can write in any kind of style. It's APA, MLA. I'm sure there are some other types of writing styles too, and things like that. Some of you might say, do I have to cite any sources or anything like that? I mean, if you want to, you can. If you can get that in 250 words, by all means, go for it. If you're like quoting someone or whatever. But that is going to count towards the 250 words, okay? So, make sure you proofread, make sure that it reads exactly how you want to. My advice is read through your essay, read through it a few times, and don't just do it yourself. Have somebody else, have a couple of people read your essay. And then, give you some ideas if they like it or don't like it, And once you got your essay all nice and pretty and it's ready, then go ahead and copy and paste it in here and then read it, and then go ahead and submit your application. Okay, now I hope this has been super helpful for you guys. I know this is more of an extended version, but I wanted to give you guys some help as far as applying for the scholarship is concerned. Remember, this scholarship is due on April 15th of 2023. Okay, so that's not too far off here. Thank you guys for watching, and good luck.